What's up, everybody? And today we're going to be talking about the Hyundai Elantra N. And as we know, Hyundai has been in like a good spot for me because they've been putting an N logo on all the things. And we're all car enthusiasts here, and we love some performance vehicles. And it looks like the Hyundai Elantra N is going to deliver on this in a pretty big way. So let's just get into it. So the exterior in these photos is going to be offered in two colors. That usual blue that they usually have, and they're also going to have this nice cream color, which is pretty different. Come to think of it, I haven't really been seeing too many new cars on the road with like a cream beige color. So it's pretty interesting color that they decided to put on there. So starting from the front, I do have one problem already. It's just that the only problem I have is that they blacked out everything on the front lower than the headlights. If you look at the Elantra N line, I'll probably put up a picture so you can see what I'm saying, but it has like body colored on the upper portion of the bumper, and it kind of just looks a lot better in my opinion than just this all black look, but maybe they had to make it different. But it's not my favorite. I wish they had just like stuck with that normal body color. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But they do have the usual red on the bottom, like a lot of the other N-line cars do. Towards the side, we have these same triangular design features that we see on the original Elantra and also the Tucson, the Santa Cruz. And I think with this N model, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot fitting to the car. And you have these big old 19-inch rims with these red calipers that also match nicely with the red that's on the bottom of the vehicle as well. I think they did a good job on that front. And you're going to see that the red is also going across the side of the vehicle as well. So it's not just going to be at the front. They did a nice job of blacking stuff out. I do love my black accents. They blacked the window trim. They blacked the mirrors. They blacked out the antenna at the top. Overall, solid design choices that they used here. Moving to the rear, it looks like your typical Elantra, but more sporty, of course. We have dual exhaust at the back and what look like to be splitters, as well as that nice Formula One inspired brake light on the bottom. We got the LED taillights at the back. We see the rear view camera, Elantra spelled out in letters and logo. Spoiler at the top, but this isn't over the top like the Civic Type R or Subaru STI. And overall, solid all around. They did a good job here. I basically like how it looks, except for that front bumper. But let's get right into the performance. The Elantra N makes 276 horsepower and 289 pound-feet of torque. If you see any articles or videos saying 286, that's because it has a overboost function that allows you to overboost for, I think it's 10 to 20 seconds, which gives you an extra 10 horsepower. It's available with a 6-speed manual or 8-speed DC tier automatic gear cluster, and of course we have that overboost function, as I said. The dual clutch Elantra N's come with a launch control function, and this allows you to get from 0 to 60 in a time of 5.3 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles per hour. And if I'm correct, a Type R is 5.6 or 5.7 seconds, so it's going to be a little bit faster than that. But that's because it's a manual, and of course, and this is a DCT, so you also lose some time on that front too. But this does come with electronic limited slip differential and independent rear suspension, just like the less powerful N-line model. N models also use an integrated drive axle that's stiffer and lighter than the conventional drive axle. They also have the 19-inch wheels, as I said before, but they're wrapped in two 45 by 35 Michelin Pilot Sport Forest tires, and they also have 14.2-inch rotors as well. As with any performance vehicle, you're going to get stiffer suspensions and dampers to increase the handling, of course, which is here. But Hyundai also made it a point to say how this will apparently be more comfortable than the average performance vehicle. They talked about how they went to isolate like lateral movements, like under hard cornering, and then like vertical movements, like going over a speed bump or something, from each other. So that way, neither are compromised when it comes to daily driving. Now let's get into the exterior. So with the base model Elantra, I think that this interior is top three in its class, up there with the Civic and also the Mazda 3. And I think they did a good job in taking this from the base, more pedestrian interior to this nice performance interior. And as we see, looking at these new dual 10.2 inch screens, they made sure to put like performance data and also vehicle performance stuff on both screens, as we can see here before. I do like how this interior has tactile buttons, and some automakers aren't doing that. It actually has physical buttons, nothing capacitive. And the Elantra also had, the base Elantra had an electronic shifter, and this one has more traditional shifter. We also have the oh crap handles for when your passengers are getting tossed around when you're doing hard cornering on the track. And of course we have that singular vent design that goes through the whole dashboard. We do have this round thing on the left hand side. It kind of looks like, I think it's for like smart key entry. I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, but this will also have that feature as well. And that was a touring trim feature on the base Elantra. Moving on to the seats, we do have similar seats to what was on the Veloster N, and I think they did a good job by just transferring them over to here. The N logo lights up, which I think is pretty cool. You have some Alcantara or some suede looking materials right in the middle with some blue accents running along them. The top and the bolsters itself seem to be stitched in leather. Overall, it looks solid. Like, I can't complain with the interior. I think it's one of the best interiors for the class, and also in this version and version as well. They did a good job in making it look a lot more sporty. So yeah, good job Hyundai. One thing I forgot to point out is that there's going to be bars in the trunk, probably for better rigidity. So that probably means like this vehicle probably won't be able to fold down its rear seats. Kind of similar to what the Acura TLX Type S offers. So just something I'm pointing out. In terms of safety, it'll probably be typical Hyundai. Even though the Veloster N was updated to have like your typical safety suite, so it'll be a crime if they didn't include what was on the Elantra in this car. So it'll probably 95% sure it'll be well equipped safety wise. You know, probably have your blind spot, adaptive cruise control, stuff like that. So let's talk about its availability. It's going to be final details and stuff like that, and US specifications are going to be announced next month on the New York Auto Show, and pricing is also going to be coming then as well. But overall, I think it's a solid vehicle. Is this going to be a Type R killer? I don't think so, because first, we're comparing it to the previous gen Type R. Hyundai has still yet to reveal the new Type R, and we know that the previous generation Type R was one of the fastest front-wheel drive. It was the fastest front-wheel drive car around the Nürburgring for some time. And if it was able to kill the Type R, Hyundai would have said in this marketing material, yeah, we built a car that's faster than the Type R. You should buy our vehicle compared to this. And it has all these features, certain features that the Type R doesn't. So that's why I think it won't be better performance-wise than the Type R. But it does offer a great alternative to many vehicles in the compact sedan and hatch segment. Let's just take a look and we can talk about it. So the SI is currently underpowered. This has more power than that. It has a DCT, and the SI neither or the Type R doesn't. The Type R is marked up. The Type R looks a little boy racerish, which many people don't like. This looks a little more subdued than the Type R, and this has a better interior than the Type R. Compared to the Type R, this also has available DCT. Something that turns people off from the Civic Si and the Type R is that it's only available with a manual, and some people do want automatics in their performance car, believe it or not. Let's take a look at Volkswagen's lineup. It's probably faster and more reliable than a GLI. It has the modern interior of a Golf 8, the new Golf 8 GTI, but it doesn't have the capacitive buttons. It has actual switches for your buttons and knobs. We don't know about performance yet, but the Golf 8 is supposed to be 3 seconds faster around the track compared to the last one. So maybe this would be comparable then, but it does offer an alternative, as I said before. Let's take a look at the WRX. This has a better interior than the WRX. It probably has less rattles and creaks than the WRX and the STI. It's probably a better daily driver than the WRX and the STI because the WRX does have an automatic transmission, but it has a CVT. The STI only has a manual, and some of these cars aren't known as being like the most comfortable driving cars. It has a better interior and also tech than the WRX as well. I would bet money that it's cheaper than the STI as well as the Type R. It's more subdued than the STI, and it also has one more. And if we look at Hyundai's own lineup, it also has one more door than the Veloster N. So, as I said, again, I'm not saying that this vehicle is perfect or that these other vehicles I mentioned are bad options. I'm just trying to point out here that this makes a great alternative to basically everything in the segment. And I think that's why it will sell well, and I think it should do well in the market. And I think Hyundai did a really good job here. So that's it. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe. I have more of these coming out. My sources and whatnot are linked in the description. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Peace.